Hi, this is Carolina, the Soul Coach. Welcome to my podcast. Hello and welcome to this week's Sunday Catchup podcast. How are you? And how has your week been? Has it been a good one? I hope so. Wow. Each week just seems to get busier and busier. And this week was definitely a busy week, but lots of joyful moments. It really, really was. How about you? Give you a moment to reflect on your week. Was it successful? Was it great? Up and down? Yeah. Amazing. We always remember, don't we, that the down times, there's always a lesson, there's always time to reflect and to grow from it. And then it's nice to enjoy the joyful time, isn't it? It's nice to enjoy those rides of wonderfulness. And I always after a couple of days of oh, this is great. This is brilliant. Everything's all cool, joyful, feeling great. And you're and then you kind of, my brain looks around okay, what's coming? Oh dear, funny our brains, they really are. I think I need to clear that one. So Monday, Hattie and I went on our annual shopping trip, and it was a Christmas shopping trip. So we spent a day together, and sadly it was two without Amelia. Normally it's the three of us that go shopping. Used to do it with my mum. It was a bit of a tradition with my mum, and then kind of transformed to doing it with the girls. And of course we invite Granny, but her shopping days are done, I think. And anyway, Hattie and we made the decision to go shopping, even though we didn't have Amelia, and we missed Amelia missed us, but we had a really great time and it was really fun, and we did loads of shopping. I didn't really have much on my list, but I certainly made up for it. It was really funny. And I got myself a new pair of trainers, and it all went very, very smoothly. And the shopping centre that we went to didn't seem too busy, which was great. Normally I would shop locally in Epsom, of course, in the Ashley Centre. Fabulous, amazing shopping centre. But just for our annual trip, we like to make a day of it. We like to make an event of it. And so we go up into London and we have a coffee, we have lunch, we then mooch about, we have more coffee, have dinner, and then come home. So it was really cool. But I have a funny story, not about Monday, but a previous shopping trip that we went on. And we'd left it a bit later to go, and we went to this particular shoe shop. I have to say, when I got my trainers this time, it was absolutely fine and there were no issues. But it did remind me of the time where I lost the plot buying a pair of trainers. In fact, I didn't buy the pair of trainers. I completely lost my rag. And the girls had to move away because they were so embarrassed. And when I look back, I laugh, but also it was pretty terrible. If somebody had spoke to me the way I spoke to this poor woman, I wouldn't be happy. Though now I'd probably laugh it off because it is quite funny. So, do you want to hear the story? I went to this shoe shop and it was heaving, and I really wanted a certain pair of trainers. I think they were called Gazelles. Yeah, Gazelles they were. And I waited for ages to get served, which was fine. I didn't have a problem with that. And I asked her for these pair of Gazelles. I'm hungry. We hadn't eaten lunch. The shop was heaving. I was hungry. I was fed up. I was tired. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, off she went. And then she came back, which seemed like ages, 5-10 minutes, seemed like ages. And she just came back and she just uttered these words to me. I'm really sorry, we don't have these in your size. Well, I literally lost it. I went, I don't care whether they're gazelles, zebras, bisons, antelopes, or what they are. I just want a pair of trainers. Oh my God. I don't know what happened. It literally just came out. Note to self, be kind, be considerate to others. No, nothing. My brain just lost lost the plot, and I literally screeched at that. And you can imagine why the girls walked away. Honestly, they were so embarrassed. I don't actually know whether they heard what I said, but we have laughed about it. But apologise to that poor young girl. Can you imagine like a 21-year-old, 18-year-old being on the receiving end of this middle-aged menopausal woman who's ranting her about she doesn't care whether it's gazelle, she just wants a pair of trainers. It's really funny, really, really funny. Anyway, that's my story. Have you ever lost the plot? Have you ever ranted and you're observing yourself thinking, I really don't know who this person is. So that was our shopping trip on Monday. It was really, really nice. We had some great food. We had curry. So expensive though. We had like 2 curries just like a chicken little dish and something else, and it was nearly the price of what we had for dinner. It was really expensive, but anyway, it doesn't matter, does it? It's about the experiences. I think it's about those joyful times, and it was great. It was really good, and it's just so nice spending time at Hattie. I think we just talked all the way through it, and she bought some clothes, we bought some presents, and it was really great. But I'm glad to say I didn't lose it. So this week's work focus has been gearing up for Christmas. So in the shop, it's been exciting. We've got the tinsel out. Hattie's got her tinsel out and her Christmas decks, which look amazing in the sweet shop. And then, our crystal shop's just looking beautiful. The girls have done a really good job, and it's Christmas like switch on. So that's really exciting. So that's what we've been focused on for this week. Personally, I've been focusing on a new skill, which is, it is a new skill. It's videoing, but it's close-up videoing. And I'm okay now. I mean, when I first started videoing for Instagram and social media, kind of like all that self-awareness, that self-talk comes in. And then Scott helped me with YouTube, and I've recorded quite a lot of videos on YouTube about palm reading and crystals and different things, really fun things. And I really want to do more of it, and I need to do it on my own so that I'm not then taking anyone else's time up to help me. So I've really got to do it. So anyway, I'm bringing this course together that has been part of Labour of Love, my life's work, called Living a Life of Magic course, and I'm so excited because I think we can all live a life of magic, and we all are living a life of magic, and I'm certainly living a life of magic, and I keep pinching myself of how much I am living a life of magic and just can't actually believe what's happening, how these manifestations and synchronicities are happening so fast. And even like it's just become a way of life now. And I know we all do that, but sometimes we're not conscious of that. So that's this course, is to kind of like reminder of how to live a life of conscious. Anyway, live a life of consciousness, synchronicity, magic. And we wrote it about 18 months ago, but it needed some pizzazz. And we are working on giving this, I think I spoke about it last couple of weeks. We are working on giving it some pizzazz, but part of it is to do some videos for it. And there's 9 secrets, and 5 videos are required per secret of me. And it's a different way because I need to I can't go off piste like I normally like to do. I like to freestyle. So I'm having to keep to what it is in the course, to keep the structure. It's so hard. It's so hard. Okay, I'll do the video, but I want to look presentable. So then it's just really difficult. Yeah, it's been hard. It's been a massive learning curve. So it's getting the lighting right, getting this right, You think about some of these videos that people do, there's a lot of work that's gone on behind them. Anyway, Tuesday was the day that I was going to crack it all out. Well, of course, I cried, I got angry, I got frustrated. It was never going to happen, and it didn't happen. And it was really painful. Harriet and I, she was helping me. We ended up having words because we were both fed up, hangry, all the rest of it. And it's like, we were going, she was going, you're not listening to me. And I'm going, well, you're not listening to me. And she's going, well, if you listened to me, you wouldn't have said what you... It was really funny. We've laughed about it now. It was just so funny in that moment. And because you're observing yourself, you're like, no, I don't want to be doing this. I don't want to be arguing, da, 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 da. But anyway, we weren't really arguing. We were just like heated. And I think it was probably necessary at that time because we'd been all day at it. I'd taken about 50 takes. I need to get over myself, but because I'm working with someone else, and of course there's a particular way of doing it. Anyway, it's been my challenge this week. We all have our challenges, don't we? And this was my challenge. So little problem, little challenge, but it seemed like a big mountain. And at one point, I think Harriet had left. Obviously, she needed to get on with her day, and I just cried. I burst into tears, and Will's like, why are you crying over a video? And I went, because I can't do it. I just can't do it. And he gave me a cuddle and said, what is the problem? And I explained, and he came up with a solution. Genius, man. Genius. I tell you, that's just the best thing. Normally, I think what happens is Will feels bad I'm crying. We end up like, in the past we end up like, maybe having words, whatever, but he just, do you want to cuddle? I'm like, yeah, I just want to cuddle. And sometimes that's all we need, isn't it? Just a little cuddle. So he's, I just love that man. Love you, Mr. Willis. Yeah, he gave me a cuddle and he came up with a solution, talk about teamwork. And then I tried to do it, was really tired by that point, but I did it, I smashed it. And then the next day, put my big girl's pants on, brushed my hair, put my jumper on, put my lippy on, and did it. I did it. Yes! It was a win. It was a win, and I will take that win indeed. And yeah, I did it. And then the next day, I'd cracked out another one. Took me about 30 takes, but it doesn't matter. I did it. Yay, win. And then yesterday, I got home and I was pooped. I had nothing to give, so I couldn't do it. And my commitment is 1 a day, but I think I'm 8 days ahead. So that's good news. Big tick, ring that bell. Really happy with that. It's hard learning a new skill. It really is. And I have such a high expectation of what I want it to be like, and then it kind of is in my head, but sometimes it just doesn't come out. But the next day it did, so that was really good. So I was happy with that. So yeah, that was a lot of my focus this week. So yeah. So what else happened this week? Oh yeah, I've been getting to work really early, so I'm leaving work. For me, this is really early because obviously living in Epsom could leave a bit later, but now we're living in Box Hill. I have to leave work early, but I'm really loving getting up early, and I miss all the traffic. Get to work, it's nice and quiet, can crack on, get loads done. It's really good, and it's a real good win-win. But when I'm in bed, when the alarm goes off, oh, the pain, because it's cold, it's still dark, because it's starting getting dark at that time now. I love the summer when it's like light in the mornings. And but the pain of staying in bed versus facing all the traffic, the pain of facing the traffic is greater than the pain staying in bed. So I think we do things more for comfort, don't we? And the pleasure of getting to work and everything definitely outweighs that pain of laying in bed. And I've kind of been analysing that a little bit this week. Not too much, but just this whole Anthony Robbins thing that we do more to avoid pain that we think is pain and do more of what we think will give us pleasure. So me lying in bed gives me great pleasure because obviously it's really comfortable, but the pain of getting stuck in traffic is greater than that pleasure of being in bed. So of course me getting to work early gives me much more pleasure, where it's like less busy, I'm not stressed, everything else. It's this pain pleasure thing. So I really need to apply this to exercise, because I'm feeling very comfortable not exercising, but my body and my mind know I need to do it. So then it's like, right, I do want to do it, but now it's time. And it comes back, for me, it's time management, because now I've added in these extra videos. So now I have to work out what time to get up in the morning to go exercising before I can then get ready to leave work early and get back, because by the time at the end of the day I'm so tired. So I just need to flip this in my brain, and I will share my journey of this kind of love-hate relationship I have with exercise with you, and we'll see how it goes on over the weeks and see. So it is, and also it kind of comes back like, I think that pain pleasure thing is right, but often I say in my head, what price do I want to pay? Do I want to pay the price of being stuck in the traffic, or do I want to pay the price, of getting out of bed? So it's just like, yeah, what price do we want to pay? That's what I'm going to look at. And what's the price of me not exercising? That is the question, because when I do it, I feel so great. Yeah, it's tough. It's really tough juggling. But anyway, so then the next thing that happened this week was the fabulous spiritual awareness workshop. Oh my goodness me. Evening 2, really, really good. Amazing group of people, loving it. We had Steve, the great Steve, who's the tarot reader, medium reader, really good with talking to people in the spirit world, and he's got a real affinity with animals, and we call him our Dr. Dolittle. Funny story there, I'll quickly digress very quickly. The girls had hamsters, and the hamster wasn't feeling at all well, and we thought it was gonna die quite quickly. Anyway, Steve came and looked at it, held it in his hands. He said, no, he's got and your hamster's got lots of time left in him, blah blah blah. Next day, yeah, he'd passed. It wasn't his time. But we do laugh about that. But seriously, Steve is great. He's such an affinity with animals and dogs, and that's just a very funny story of his poor hamster. But he has this way with dogs, it's incredible. And anyway, sorry, I digress there. So on the evening, he came and talked to people about contacting people in spirit world and how to do that, and how to connect, because we all have that ability to do it. And I believe it's accessing that quantum field, that magic, that energy. And the best way that we were discussing that is to forget the mind. Once that mind kicks in, that's it. You can forget it. It analyzes everything and just gets in the way. So the more we can meditate, the more we can come out of the mind, the more we can like access that quantum field energy. We can access that magic energy, the great unknown, and then that's where the miracles can happen, the manifestations, and the all of that great unknown, those things that happen without us even knowing that they happen. When we can do that, it's amazing. So more mindfulness we are, more meditation, more observation, to come out of our mind, to ground ourselves, to come into our body's wisdom. And that's where we can connect to heaven. That's where we can connect to loved ones in spirit worlds, and we can, if we want to, it's just like a tap that we can turn on and off. It really is. And interesting, that evening it got me thinking about magic and about inspiration, and I was thinking about all those times when the magic has happened and kind of observing how that happened. And it happens so quick, like a a light switch on, as quick as that, where this inspiration comes from like this really deep place within me, and it happens without any thought, and it's like I'm really like drawn to do something. There's like a thought, or there's a thought, but it's a thought that's come from deep within. It's just like an idea, like a light spark that happens. And when I follow that inspiration, there's the magic is all within that. And I found that as I've got older and been more aware of this, and the more I am observing and have more awareness of this spark, more comes in. And I suppose it's like training it's learning a new skill, isn't it? And then once it's become in our consciousness and it's ingrained and we're more aware of it. Where if we're not aware, we kind of feel more asleep to it because we're not even aware that is out there. Because there were times in my past where that would happen, but I didn't put it down to anything. It just happened. But the older I've got, and the less kind of more things, like when you're in your 20s, when I was in my 20s, it was all about my career and family and kind of focused on those things. And then 30 was about bringing up the family, relationships, getting those right, working on myself, self-developing. Then 40 was about the business. And then 50 has been a lot more kind of self-awareness and working kind of with the magic and the wisdom and having more time to kind of become more aware and stuff like that. So all these phases in our lives, and then we have more awareness as we have more experience. So it was just interesting that it just got me whole thinking about, well, how does this magic happen, and where does this magic come from, and where does this inspiration come from? And it's literally this deeper part, and the more I'm aware of it, the more it happens. So yeah, it's absolutely fascinating. And then that, oh my goodness me, even sharing this with you, it's just like, oh, that then goes back to the kind of whole quantum slit experiment, and like how we're just consciousness and we're just energy, and we just are, and energy is just energy. But once we interpret the energy, that's then what we manifest. And it's really interesting and how that relates to the quantum slit experiment, and how that animation that is in production right now, and hopefully we'll be able to be releasing it very soon to explain how the quantum slit experiment relates to manifestation and law of attraction. Oh my goodness me, we could talk about this subject for ages, because of course sometimes that inspiration comes out of nowhere, like literally out of nowhere. It's not even something that I've thought that I've wanted to manifest. It's like, okay, so I'd like to live in the country in a detached house, and then it's like letting it go. And then all of a sudden it comes in, but it was a thought a long time ago. And it's like everything conspires together. There's that. But then there's times where I haven't even thought of something and the magic comes in, and it's like asking for or something even better. I always like that. And then that way, then the universe like wants to help. It wants to conspire to help. Oh gosh, there's so many questions to spin off from this, isn't there? There really is. But maybe we'll explore this another week about this whole law of attraction and manifestation, and we'll keep talking and inquiring about this inspiration. But for you, when do you recognize those inspirational moments? Because if you think about your life today, and if I think about my life today and how I'm so grateful for my life, I'm so happy. We've got so much. There's so much. And if you think about your life, and what you've created for you, and how the universe has conspired to help you live today. And if it's not, if there are some things alignment, it's okay, because you can change those. And knowing that all the challenges that we have are there to learn and grow. We're not them. We can learn from them. And that's been my experience, is that all the challenges that we've experienced, especially over the last couple of years, we've learned from it massively. And yeah, and even going back to when my dad had his such bad accident, you know, there's massive learning in all of that. And the learning there was how just being present to his body and being present to healing energy and consciousness, how that absolutely helped him amongst all the everything else. And that we can all access this. So yeah, this is just a very interesting subject. So that's me done for this week. I hope you've enjoyed listening, and hope you found my app on Soul Space. It's really cool. We got another function now that we can share affirmations on it. So if you've got the app, just give it a little update if you haven't. And when you get an affirmation, when you go on the affirmations part, just click one and then you can share it with your friends. It's really cool. And there's more coming on that. And yeah, please share, podcast, like, subscribe. And I'm hoping to do some Sunday catch-up podcasts on video. That will come. It will come. It's not going to happen overnight, but it will definitely come. I'd really like to record these. So, yeah, I'd like to record them on video. So anyway, let's just take a breath. Just take that beautiful breath. Just noticing where your breath goes as you breathe in. And notice how it feels when you breathe out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Welcoming all your thoughts. Welcoming everything into this moment. All is well in this moment. You have all that you need within you to help you in this moment. You're great. Feel that love within you. And as sure as the sun is always shining, even when it's cloudy, know that you're loved. Take care, have a super, super week, and look forward to talking to you all next week. Take care, have a great week, and hope it's a good one. Bye.